I'll do like a thing called the burrito selfie. You're driving by and you see one of my for sale signs sitting in the yard, and you take a selfie in front of it, post it on Facebook. I'll send you a $12 Chipotle gift card.
Yeah, so that's just a fun way to get people to engage with you.
Gets people to kind of like remember me, and they take note of my signs in the yards, which is great. Past clients drive by and they're like, "Oh, Fischer here in my neighborhood." Bloop.
All right, we're going to get started here. I got Ryan Fischer from the pro team at RE/MAX Results here as a guest on the Andy Burton show today. So I'm super excited to have you here, Ryan.
Thanks, Andy. Thanks for having me.
I think I crossed paths with you. It's been a while, probably like 6 or 8 years ago. How long have you been a realtor?
12 years.
Okay.
Yeah, it's getting up there.
Yeah, you were a chiropractor before, right?
Chiropractor before, just made the jump in.
So, man, you spent so long to become a chiropractor. I think of, 8 years of school?
Yeah, it was 4 years undergrad, 4 years grad school, and then you jump in after that.
What was the fork in the road? How did you say, I'm going from being 8 years doctorate to realtor?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, you get a choice, like, all right, what do I want to do the rest of my life? Do I want to be in an office setting and, be working on backs all day and have people complain about back pain? Or do I want to be helping people move into new dream homes and help them that way? And I got sick of working in an office, and I'm like, all right, what can I do to get out of this? And I started renovating homes and loved it, using my hands to, demo some properties, learning about the real estate arena more, and eventually just fell in love with it and jumped all in. So it took me about a year to kind of jump all in, but
you came out of the gates fast too.
Yeah, it was fun. I mean,
did you tap the clientele you already had?
Oh yeah,
Is that what you did? So you leveraged all those because you probably had a lot of really great relationships.
7 years of chiropractic. The people that trusted me with their their necks and backs and when I jumped in, I still had those relationships and just let the people know that I'm going towards something a little different, and it was gradual, so they could talk to me while I was making the jump. They're like, "Hey, are you doing more real estate stuff now?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's great. I love it. I think I'm going to go more into it." And they're like, "Wow, we're thinking about buying a house." I'm like, "Great. Well,
cool.
How can I help you?"
So
let's
go. Rates are looking good.
Wait, you're going to use me, right?
That's funny. So now here we are years later. You're running the pro team at RE/MAX Results. You got one of the biggest teams at RE/MAX Results and in Minnesota, right?
Yeah, it's big. We fluctuate from 15 to 30 agents. That's kind of our window of where we've been over the last 8 years, and it's always, we sell a lot of homes.
Yeah, and you personally sell a lot of homes. That's what I like. I love team leaders that sell a lot of houses. I don't like team leaders that sell no houses. It doesn't make any sense to me because I think in this industry you got to lead by example.
Yeah, that's the best way, I think, for leading a team is doing it so you learn the trends. And a lot of people just stop selling and they just lead the team, and then they need to take more commission to make up for not selling.
Then the realtors leave because they're like, the cut's too big.
Yeah,
right? Like,
yeah. So, then you high turnover, and then that's a bigger problem for teams.
So then you're just recruiting all the time.
Yeah, and that's not something I want to do.
Yeah.
So I've always been like, hey, I want to have a team that supports each other, keeps growing, and thrives.
Yeah.
And if everybody on the team is thriving, I'm going to be happier, and the team's going to be happier. Like it just creates a really good environment.
Yeah. So I definitely see you as the lead by example leader.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So, but what are you doing to attract and and keep talent right now?
Number one thing is adapting to the marketplace that we're in. There's a lot of shifts going on, and if you don't give people the right advice, like they can't handle the marketplace, they don't know what to do, and then they end up leaving and looking for somebody that actually is giving them the right advice. But because I'm selling a lot of houses, I can give people that advice and help them strategize to be successful. So it's keeping good talent is all about giving them the right tools to be succul.
What do those tools look like right now?
Right now, I mean, it's one is teaching them how to fish. They got to be able to find clients, if they need to be able to pick up a phone and call them and not be afraid to shoot somebody a text, meet up with them, talk to them about real estate, talk to them about their lives, see how they can help them. And, a lot of people just sit at home and they think they're just going to get rich by doing nothing. And you don't make money.
Post on social media.
Yeah.
Oh, I did a post today, so now 100 people should call me.
I'm going to be super successful if I post one a day. Yeah, no way. Like, it doesn't work. Like, one, you got to be trustworthy. 2, you got to be working hard. Whatever you're doing, you got to be working hard. 3, you got to get off your butt and shake hands and kiss babies and, get out of the house and meet people, because it's not all your friends just selling houses and buying houses. It's their friends, the friends' friends. It's people that you randomly meet that, eventually will need your services.
Yeah, you're really good at that. Like, of being able to maintain the relationships. What was it? I just randomly had a thought in my head on that you did a burrito giveaway at one point.
Yeah.
What was that?
Yeah, I still do.
Oh, you still do
that?
that?
Yeah, I still do it.
What is it?
Yeah, it's great. I'll do a thing called the burrito selfie. If you're driving by and you see one of my for sale signs sitting in a yard and you take a selfie in front of it, post it on Facebook, I'll send you a $12 Chipotle gift card. And inflation, it used to be $8, but now it's gone up to $12. So it's
okay.
I don't know where it'll be next month, but
yeah. So that's just a fun way to get people to engage with you.
Yeah,
is really what it is.
Gets people to kind of remember me, and they take note of my signs in the yard. So it's not like they drive by and they just see another sign. Like, they're actively looking for my signs, which is great. Past clients drive by and they're like, "Oh, Fischer here in my neighborhood," bloop. And it's super fun. That's one of the. I feel like I say this to my team all the time. You don't do really well in real estate by just doing one thing really well. Like, you've got to be kind of a ninja and put 50 lines in the water, do 50 different activities to get maybe 50 buyers, right? Like, you can't just send out postcards and wait for people to call. Like, it just doesn't work. There's too much noise in the world nowadays. Like, one activity just doesn't get it done.
Yeah.
Now, are there activities that are better, that are going to be more productive? Absolutely.
Yeah, it's phone call and face-to-face. You don't even need to tell me that, right?
Yeah.
Phone call and face-to-face is by far, that's it.
Absolutely.
Right.
100%.
Leveraged events is another one on top of that, right? Like client events where you can get a bunch of people in. But if you're looking at that, it's like, what makes the most impact? That's it. Like, I don't even need anybody to tell me, right? Like, that's it. Social media is great, but it's the relationship you already have face-to-face.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that social media is a reminder.
Oh, yeah.
To call Ryan and take the burrito picture, right?
Yeah.
But if you don't have the relationship, it doesn't. The social media does. Rarely do I meet people that are like, I crush it on social media.
Yeah.
Right? Like, cold social media leads.
If people hate you, they're not calling you off of social media.
No.
If they're like, oh, that guy's, just mean, dishonest, like, he's not ethical, like, they're not calling you. Like, you have to have that established relationship first, and then, they say, oh, I saw a post from Ryan, I should call him. We're starting to think about that next phase in life.
Yeah.
Right. So
totally. So I got some good questions for you here. I want
hit
to
me.
through.
Hit me. I'm ready.
All right. So how do you keep your culture as your team has grown?
Yeah. That's probably the biggest struggle of all teams out there. And every team's culture is a little different. Our team is a collaborative culture. Okay, so nobody on my team works for me. I don't work for them. We all collaborate, share ideas. You're going fishing in the pond somewhere. You're doing something that's working really, really good, and you share it with somebody else on your team. That's the collaboration, I think, is like the ultimate culture of my team. But also, not killing people with random meetings that are unnecessary. I think the teams kill agents' time by over meeting. You got to have meetings that are effective, that are concise, getting stuff done, and also giving the right guidance to propagate business in the right direction. Giving updates on the market so that people know, hey, what are the trends? What's happening? So those meetings, and then occasional social events. You still need to know each other on the team so you can collaborate with them. If you don't know the other agents, you're not gonna succeed. You're not gonna get that juicy collaboration that is important. So maybe once a month, a collaboration social event, once a month team meetings, once a month office hours where people can come in and ask questions that are personal to them that they need help with. I think that culture is huge. Just those items really are what people need. Anything more than that, I think, is a little excessive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely look at your crew as like a collaborative crew versus this hierarchy of you're here and they're here.
Everybody's independent agents on my team, so you're I sell my own homes. I work with my own buyers, my own sellers. Other agents on the team, they sell their own homes. They work with their own clients. They're their own buyer's agent, listing agent. They're doing all their own stuff, but I'm there to help them. And there's a coaching structure on the team where people can help each other too, which just breeds collaboration.
Love it.
Yeah.
So what do you see as the biggest opportunity in today's market right now? So it's fall 2025.
Yeah.
So what's a big opportunity?
The opportunity right now is the market is shifting. The market's shifting. We're getting more inventory on the market. Opportunity is get buyers that maybe push the pause button, get out there and start calling them again. They should be back in action. There's more inventory. It's starting to creep up. And those buyers, as the rates start to come down, they get their payments start to go down. The properties start looking more attractive. And so the opportunity right now, agents should be definitely getting back on the phone, reconnecting with people that fell out of the hunt, and get them re-engaged. So,
I so agree with that. So we have 26 closings this month. That's
huge.
In September of 2025, which is huge. And
yeah.
Why is it?
Yeah.
We're taking all of our pre-approved buyers from like earlier in the year, and we've been following up with them.
Yeah.
And then finally it's like, all right, August, you saw the shift a little bit. It was a seasonal shift. Do we know it's a bigger shift? No one knows. Right? But it was just enough that you can get some seller pays, that you can negotiate on the inspection, that you can negotiate on the little things that you couldn't do, maybe a contingency.
Yeah.
Right? You couldn't get that 6 months ago.
People are uncomfortable.
3 years ago, like you got nothing.
Oh, yeah.
Now it's like, now you actually, I'm seeing where they go back at inspection and they renegotiate a little bit.
Yeah.
Right? Where it's, because there is not a line around the block of buyers. So then it's like, oh, the furnace needs some work. Can we just get a seller credit? Yeah. Right? And it's so nice to see it for our buyers right now. They got crushed.
It's more balanced. It just feels more fair. And when people feel like it's more fair, they feel like they're more incentivized to move ahead. When they feel like they're getting the rug pulled out from under them because they don't get an inspection, they don't get seller pays that they may need, it gets discouraging. Yeah. Buyers are like, all right, pumped right now. Like, hey, I got it for a fair price. I didn't have to pay $20,000 over. I got some seller credits and closing at the time that I need, not what the seller's demanding. It's nice.
I'm really surprised how many clients I'm already seeing come around from 3-4 years ago.
Yeah.
Where they're like, I settled.
Right?
Yeah. Like I settled for this house in 2021, because there was no inventory.
Yeah.
And it's been long enough. We can't wait. We can't outweight the market anymore, right?
Yeah,
I know we have 3%. Yeah. Our family is growing. Yeah. Right? We're going to suck it up. We're going to go to the 6s.
Yeah.
Our payment's going to go up, but life changed.
Yeah.
And I'm really surprised on how many we see coming around already like that. It's like they kind of waited, it was like the first 1 year, 2 years. Oh, rates are coming down. Now after like 3, they're like, okay, fine. This little dip was just like enough to say, okay.
Oh, it's a big savings. So a little dip goes a long way when you're going from up to a $600,000 house.
Yeah.
So it's a huge payment in your payment cut, and that savings, people are looking at that like it's a win, and that's what people want to feel like they're getting some kind of win here.
Yeah, you're right on that.
Yeah,
because
nobody likes to lose all the time.
When we were going from 3 to 6, everybody felt like they were losing.
Oh yeah.
Now if we're going from 7.5 to 6, they're like, this is a win. I'll take it.
It's huge, and that's where like people like you and I need to push that out there.
Yeah.
People need to know that like the prices may keep going up, but as rates come down, that now is a great time to kind of jump in before those prices start to go up.
Yeah.
And the economy just keeps, it's kind of designed that way where home values always kind of appreciate over time, and it's a cool thing.
Especially here in the Twin Cities,
we're
not erratic.
Yeah.
Like
Florida.
I was gonna say you got Florida, like Austin, Texas,
Arizona,
Idaho.
Yeah.
There's certain markets that exploded And that's what picks up the headline news.
Yeah.
You know, us in the mighty Midwest here, we're just like slow and methodical wins the race. Like, I think our appreciation, I think the data I saw was around 3% in the last 12 months that home values have gone up.
Yeah.
But hey, if you got a $400,000 house, your value just went up 12, 15 grand.
That's pretty good. I mean, it sounds good to me.
You do that over 5 years, it sounds really good.
Yeah, who wants to miss out on that 50 grand over 5 years, right?
Yeah.
Like, you could be paying it towards rent, or you could be having a house that appreciates 50 grand over 5 years. Like, I think I'll take the appreciation.
Yeah, 3% on a $300,000 house. I just did this for a client.
Yeah.
3% on a $300,000 house over 5 years, the house would go to $347,000. So when you hear 3%, it seems so small.
Yeah.
But then compounded over time, it's beautiful.
People, that's juicy. You know, when people start staying in their houses more than a year, when they stay in a house a year, it's kind of like, you kind of break even. 2 years, still kind of like not that big of a win. But when you get to, because there's fees of buying and selling, right? But once you get to that point where you're in it 3 years, it gets juicy. Mm-hmm. And so 3 years or longer, people can evaluate that.
Yeah, hence why we're seeing the 2021ers come back now 4 years later.
They got some equity.
Because they still got a little jump in their value,
yep.
Back in 21 to 22.
Oh, yeah,
right?
They got a big jump there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are you seeing as the biggest challenge for realtors right now? Like, what's the struggle that they're running into?
Biggest struggle probably adapting to the market conditions. A lot of agents that are newer have never seen this much inventory creep up. They haven't seen listings sitting on the market more than a weekend, which is kind of crazy. Like, an agent hasn't seen a house sitting on the market more than 3 days. Like, that blows my mind, but it's happening. People are like, agents are calling me saying, how do I negotiate an inspection? I'm like, what do you mean, how do you negotiate an inspection? That's what you do during an inspection period. Oh, I've never had one of those before. Like, I've never had an offer accepted with an inspection period before. So I think as this market changes, you've got to have a good mentor. You got to have somebody that's in your corner to help you, and that comes down to who's on your team, who are you collaborating with, who are you talking with, and that's what I love about real estate is their agents are out there to help you. Other agents are around you everywhere that are open books, that are ready to share their knowledge with you. You just got to talk to them and ask them.
That's so cool, because it's the opposite for lenders.
Yeah.
Right, where we're lenders, we're all like competition. It kind of feels
me.
like
don't go calling somebody else like I'm your guy.
Yeah, and whereas realtors are more collaborative.
Yeah.
Right, because you have to work together.
Yep.
If you figure out a way to win together, everybody wins.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. We as a team, we kind of the rising tide lifts all ships. If everybody kind of works together, the transactions are smoother. If you're more educated and you're a realtor on the other side, and I'm working with you, and you know what you're doing, and I know what I'm doing, man, it's smooth as butter. But if there's somebody that's new that doesn't know what they're doing, they have nobody to call on the other side of a transaction, it is a rough ride. They're asking for documents that they don't need. They're communicating wrong with their clients. Like, it's hard to deal with. You can't. It's hard enough to educate your own client, let alone educate somebody else on the other side of the transaction. So, if we can coach each other and make sure everybody knows what they're doing, it's fun. It makes this business a lot more fun.
Totally does. So what are you doing how do we help buyers and sellers that are hesitant right now?
Yeah.
So again, fall 2025, right? What do we do to help people that are saying, you know what, I think I'm going to wait.
Yeah.
Right. I think things will be better in the future than they are today.
Yeah, there's always a risk, right? There's always a chance that things are better in the future. But the one thing I do know right now is, like, the prices where they're at. I know they're where they're at. I know where the rates are right now. We're not at 18% interest rates. We're not at $400,000, $500,000 for a starter home. We're still in the average starter homes 3-something. So we know that things are still doable, they're still affordable, they're still tolerable, and they haven't spiked astronomically. They're high right now. We're at affordability is a little tricky, but right now is a time where people should be saying, hey, I want to capture a property before it gets higher, before it's unattainable. And that's the scary part, is it could get there. It could get there because we've got inflation that's been running wild for many years, and that's finally getting tapered a little bit. But we've got tariffs that have hit, and like who knows what that's going to cause to the construction costs over time, and maybe the construction costs will go up and be more unaffordable to buy a new house. So I mean, right now we know where things are at, and they are attainable. And if they are attainable for you, you should be jumping on something.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I think there's a window of opportunity for buyers right now.
Yeah.
And I mean, literally right now.
Yeah.
In this moment.
Yeah.
If you're a buyer and you're thinking about buying in the next 6 months, well, 6 months from now is the spring market.
Yep.
And it's been brutal
Yeah.
for 5 years in a row, and more years even after that, right? That time of like February 15th to like June 15th.
Yeah.
If you're a first-time home buyer and you don't have a lot of capital, right?
Yeah.
It's rough, right? Like it's not fun for you. Like you're gonna go out and strike out like 5 times. It's versus right now we got price reductions, right?
Yeah.
You got days on market creeping up. It's like it's beautiful.
Yeah.
You need to know when your window of opportunity is. For most first-time home buyers, right? Quite literally until this time next year, we're here.
Yeah.
Like it's right now.
It's now through Christmas, now through New Year's, now through, and even February last year, it started really early. So the buyer's market or the seller's market just creeped up really fast. So you're right. I mean, that window is like now through the end of the year. And if people want to really capture something we've got this rate dip right now, which is nice. Who knows where it'll go? Hopefully it keeps going down so people's buying power goes up. But, right now we're in a really good sweet spot. And, the homes are sitting there like cherries ready to be, picked. So you got to use that as an opportunity. You also got to kind of know yourself as a buyer. Are you a buyer that has some leverage? You got some cash to throw down. You don't need seller pays. Like, you'll be okay in any market if you've got that. If you're a first-time home buyer, you need some seller pays paid by this. You need some to offset your closing costs. You need your specific timeline for closing, to time out with your lease, that kind of thing. Like, now's a great time to negotiate that stuff.
Yeah, bringing up a lease, I'm seeing a lot of buyers able to buy out of leases right now.
Yeah.
So then you got to look at
2-month buyouts.
Yeah, look at, hey, what is my savings to buy this time of year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is it more, or could I get that savings? Maybe it's 2 months buyout and you're at $1,500 a month, but you got $3,000 you got to buy out of your lease. Hey, could you get the seller to give you a $3,000 concession?
There you go.
Right? There you go. Like, so I always look at like the whole deal.
Yeah.
Right? Like, as
huge.
a whole, it's like, can you get a couple wins that make it all work? Because then if you're expiring in March, like we're talking about, and you got 3% down, need some concessions, you might be looking for a new lease.
Yeah,
so be proactive now on seeing, is there options for you to exit the lease? And I'm seeing renters, we're talking all price spectrums.
Yeah.
Just because you're a renter, because the inventory's been low, we're seeing renters spending $3,500 a month.
Oh,
right? And they owned a home before, but they sold and they were never able to buy. So just because you're a renter right now doesn't mean you're a first-time home buyer anymore.
It's so hard to find good houses to rent to. Like, anybody trying to find a single-family house with a backyard, like, impossible to find.
Yeah.
Like, it's usually got a hole in the kitchen or something, and you're gonna fall through to the basement. I mean, it's bad. And you get to. If I would much rather buy myself out of a lease at the time where I find the perfect house, then wait till the end of my lease and try to time it perfectly, and then have to pay a premium lease afterwards to extend it month to month. Way worse, So you're better off just doing the buyout now, getting some seller pays, and just like you said, just capture that opportunity.
Yeah, just understand market timing.
Mm-hmm.
Don't analyze, because I hear, the market is crashing because there's price reduction. You need to understand that in our market, it is very cyclical, like we've talked about it, right? Yeah. Spring, summer, fall, right? Like, it happens every year. You can look at the charts year over year. Outside of COVID, 2020, take that one out, look at 20 years, same cycle. Every single
time.
Year. Yeah. So
inventory creeps up, and then it's all wiped out come February.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's
February
gone.
15th. It's like, all of a sudden, multiple offers.
Yeah, happy Valentine's Day. Right?
Yeah, totally.
So here comes the market.
So for realtors trying to grow a team, what are like mistakes that you could help them avoid?
Man, a lot of people, they get into trying to start a team for, like, I want to make money off of the agents on my team. And like, that's their first thought. It's like, hey, I want to start this team, grow a team so I can make money. And I think that's like the worst logic to start a team. Like, teams teams should be built off of support. Like when I started the team because I needed somebody to take extra leads that I could not handle, right? Like I had too many people calling that were like, hey, I want to see this property. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to start handing off some of this extra business or this help with showing houses. I needed some extra help with showings. I needed some extra help with open houses. And still to this day, that's kind of how our team foundation is built off of, is like we have enough business coming in that can flow to everybody. And most of the teams, it's like, they're like, oh, most agents are like, I want to be busier. I don't have that excess business, but I want to start a team. It's not the way to structure a team. You have to have too much coming in before you can start giving out. That's best advice I can give, is don't start a team unless you need it. You know, like you got to work on growing your own personal business. The team is great though. Once you need some collaboration, you need some help, you need some extra you want some extra people, boots on the ground to do stuff. It's amazing for that.
Yeah. So if you're starting from scratch right now,
yeah.
So if you're like, all right, pro team
Yep.
2.0,
Yep.
I got an opportunity to go back 7 years and
Yeah.
reset. What would you do differently?
I think about that all the time. Like, what would I change along the way? And there's not much I would change. Like, I think it structured it really well from the beginning, is like basing everything off of collaboration. The team is supporting each other. I don't think there's too much I would do that much differently. I probably would have scaled down my business a little bit earlier on how much I was taking, so I could be available for more agents more frequently, to help them. I also waited until I had a little one running around the house to like scale things back a little bit. So,
Yeah. So versus like, are you just meaning working a lot and running like crazy?
I was running around like a crazy man.
Yeah.
And I still do, but it's not as crazy. Like now I make it to Ella's swim lessons and Ella's soccer practice most of the time.
Is that leverage? How do you do that? How are you slowing down?
Yeah.
Like, is it leverage for you, or what are you doing for that?
Yeah. I mean, it's doing less open houses on the weekends, having more agents help with that, and that comes down to having really good agents that can help me out and stuff. And I'm not afraid to call in a couple of them to help with. You know, I get a client that needs to buy a house, and you know, they're looking 6 months out, and you know, it's something that's going to need more hand-holding than I might be able to handle, then that's somebody that I might hand off to a teammate and have them help me with it. And because I trust them and I know they're going to do a really great job with this person, like, then I hand off the business to them, and it's a good opportunity for them to grow their business.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's the place that everybody wants to be.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So for us, we're having our best year in quite a few years. Since 2021.
That's awesome.
Which is awesome. And I have said no more this year.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah.
Than I can ever remember.
Wow.
Of like, we're not the right fit. Right.
Yeah.
Best of luck to you, or you should call this person. So for you, saying maybe someone else on the team, and it's because I'm more clear on who I want to help too.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So if I've created this avatar of who it is that we suit best,
Yeah.
and we can help them best, it clears the road of saying, we're not a great fit. This is someone who would be a good fit for you. So then I have more room to serve those people, because
Yeah.
that's who I can serve at the highest level.
Yeah, and ultimately, like, the people that are referred to you by past clients or are past clients, those are the people that I want to white glove. I want to take care of them like they're my best friends. Like, I want to make sure that their experience is knocked out of the park. And so client referrals are like the best. And so if I can give all my attention to that and less attention to somebody that calls me off a sign, like, that's the most important priority that I have in my career.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is for us.
Yeah.
If we can't create a raving fan experience, right,
Yeah.
to have them refer or repeat, then they're not a good fit for us.
Yeah.
Right? Like, if we're serving them just to serve them for the dollar, right,
Yeah.
but they get a bad, choppy experience because it's not my niche, let's say.
Yeah.
Right? Then that's wrong for them.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be serving them, right?
Yeah.
We need to put them in front of someone that it's their niche. It's where they are an expert at.
Yeah.
So
Definitely want somebody to just have the best experience possible.
Yeah.
And I know you've always been like all about that, and that's what I love about you. Like,
Yeah.
it's top notch all the way.
yeah, thank you. Yeah, half our clients for us is repeat or referred from a past client, which I think most loan officers quite literally ignore their
Yeah.
database, where ours is the opposite. It's
Yeah.
like, this is, if I didn't work with anybody, nothing against realtors, but like if I just worked with my past clients, it would be perfect.
Yeah,
They
that's-
just know, like, and trust. We know, like, and trust each other. It's a genuine fit.
Yeah, that's the best. I mean, that's how do you grow a business, is get to that point where you can have all past clients referring you business. And you've done it long enough where you're at that point where it's just like a beautiful thing, and I'm at that point too, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It makes our job way more rewarding, way more fun, because we get to service people that are, we get to help and guide people that are like family.
Yeah, now we're actually at a point we have to take our past clients and market to them, but then trim down who can we give attention to, because there's too many. So then it's like, all right, are we going to be, a little to a lot, or a lot to a little?
Yeah.
So we've had to make that conscious choice of saying we can focus on about 500.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's who we can really give love and attention to.
That's a good number.
And we have 2,300 total. So
Yeah.
it's like, well, I can't love on 2,300. Like, that just doesn't work anymore.
No,
Right.
I mean, 2,300 people show up at your office, you're in trouble.
Yeah, right. Can't even invite them all to a past client event anymore.
No, not
Yeah.
you're like, everybody's meeting in the parking lot.
Yeah, totally. So if we're focusing on, being a lot to a little, is the name of the game going forward.
That's a great way to do it.
Yes. Last question here for you.
Yeah.
So, what strengths or habits, like, are you working on right now on your leadership? Like, what strengths or habits for long-term success? How about that?
Yeah.
For your leadership right now, are you working on?
My biggest thing with leadership right now is just is education. Like, we really want to make sure that agents are coming in educated, doing a really good job at coaching their clients through the process as smoothly as possible. So that's one of the things that, as a leader, I want to make sure that I'm capable of, is making sure I've got the best path possible to coach agents on.
That's great.
Yeah.
I think education is everything, right? So
Yeah.
for the consumer, because things change.
Yeah.
So we got to say, this is where we're at today. I understand 5 years ago is this way, 10 years ago is this way, but today, this is the market we're in.
Yeah, you got to adapt quickly to the market conditions, otherwise you get left behind. And I think the people that adapt the quickest are the most successful. And so I just kind of keep an eye on what's going on, what's happening, and get out there and talk to a lot of people and learn from them, see what we need to do to make sure we're succeeding.
Cool, man. You're a true real estate rock star.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you
Yeah.
being a guest today, and I
Yeah.
just appreciate what you're doing for the industry as a whole. So thanks, Ryan.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it, Andy.